Another year, another Call of Duty map pack. This time Treyarch rolls out Revolution, the first piece of downloadable content for Black Ops 2. Revolution features 4 multiplayer maps, 2 new additions to the zombie mode, and a brand new weapon. Seems like a lot of content, but do all these pieces add up to enough for you to saddle up the space bucks to pay for it? Revolution is the first Call of Duty map pack to bring a brand new weapon to the armory, the Peacekeeper. This SMG is an interesting addition to the Black Ops 2 ballistic ecosystem, being touted as a mid to long-range SMG. It can be argued that all SMGs in the game operate at longer ranges than they should, but the Peacekeeper does a good job of serving that notion. Featuring all the attachments available for the other SMGs, the Peacekeeper is a great weapon to experiment with and ultimately brings a little variety to the table if you've already maxed out the levels on all your guns. Just on day one impressions, the weapon doesn't seem overpowered or imbalanced, although you'll definitely experience a learning curve in your first couple of firefights. It's interesting to note that players will be able to use the Peacekeeper in multiplayer matches outside of the new maps, and the weapon can be picked up off the ground even if you don't have the DLC. Revolution brings a new addition to Black Ops 2 zombie game in the form of Die Rise, a new traditional survival map. You're probably already accustomed to frantically scanning your quadrants when playing zombies, but Die Rise's element of verticality means you're going to be looking up and down just as frequently. Buildables return as a mechanic, but ultimately become just a means to an end as you and your buddies try to huddle away from hell. In the end, it's more of the same, but with new geography that forces you to think up and down rather than front and back. It's a nice change of pace if zombies is your thing. There's also the new Turned mode, where you can finally play as a zombie. Although players have been craving this for years, the final result is a little lackluster. The premise is simple. All 4 players start as zombies, and the first to find the cure that turns them human has to fight off the other 3. Once the human is killed, the killer becomes the human. This rotates endlessly as players try to amass points. There's a little bit of gun game in here as well. When human players kill a zombie, they advance to the next gun. More often than not, though, you'll be killed before you advance to the next weapon. Given how small the map is, in turn, it's not long before matches become all about bum rushing the human player, who is usually backed into a corner for maximum protection. It gets boring pretty quick. Now on to the meat of Revolution, the 4 new multiplayer maps, Hydro, Grind, Downhill, and Mirage. Each map brings something different to the table in both size and composition. Hydro and Downhill provide unique environmental hazards, Downhill in the form of slow-moving yet lethal gondolas, and Hydro's dangerous water surge that flushes out anyone not mindful of the blaring warning alarm. Although these hazards, especially the gondolas, are a little absurd when you think about them, they add interesting elements to the ebb and flow of battle, especially when highly contested objective points spawn within their confines. Overall, the unique designs of Hydro and Downhill provide refreshing additions to the multiplayer map ensemble. Mirage and Grind are more traditional, though Grind stands out in terms of geography. It's a prone player's playground, as the variously sized skate ramps and half-pipes provide the potential for some interesting vertical firefights. All the curved surfaces change the cover game on this map, making certain game modes like Search and Destroy especially interesting when you've got multiple layers of cover at your disposal. Structurally, it's very different from anything in the Black Ops 2 multiplayer suite. Mirage is probably the most traditional map in Revolution, featuring plenty of elevated positions and a straightforward design. The centerpiece is the interior house in the middle, which serves as the linchpin for the entire map since it's usually host to a flurry of activity. It lacks the defining gimmicks of the other maps in the package, but take it for what it's worth, sometimes a little vanilla is okay.
Hostile UAV incoming.
So Revolution is jam-packed with content, some of it great, some of it a bit monotonous. Should you download it, leave it be, or consider it? $15 is nothing to sneeze at, but you're getting a lot for the price here. Revolution includes everything you'd normally expect from a Call of Duty map pack, plus a new weapon. Sure, the turned addition to the zombie mode is a little disappointing, but the new varied multiplayer maps and the sweet SMG more than make up for it. See this and other GT shows and game reviews on the GT Originals iOS app, available now on the App Store.